Hi guys, welcome to Empath101. On this episode or session of Empath101 is going to be a little bit different. We're going to touch the twin flame dynamic, something that we hear so often people say and throw around. However, do you really know what twin flame or the journey means? So let's start by saying your soul agrees to a certain contract or certain phases or obstacles of life before it even comes down to this earth. Anyone that believes in spirituality and believes in the concept of reincarnation, you will understand. And if you don't, then you don't. However, twin flame journey is something that you have to believe in reincarnation to really fully embrace, because you agreed to it before you get back here. And a lot of times you come to evolve to fix, right, or redo wrongs that were made in the past life. So let's start off with the textbook of it. In the context of spirituality and relationships, a twin flame is often described as one intense, profound soul connection with someone who is considered to be one's other half. And in that, you get that you have one twin flame. You have more than one soulmate. Let's get that clear. You have more than one soulmate. But when it comes to twin flames, you have one real twin flame. Now, you will meet other prospects that you like. You might have other people that you love. However, that relationship between you and that person that is your twin flame, like that bond is so much more than just romantic. It's a friendship. It's something that can't be explained. It's something you can feel but you can't see. It's something you know. Like, it's an attachment to somebody that is undescribable. Even if y'all break up, it's like something just keeps you tied and severed to that person. No matter what, you can meet the most wonderful person next, but nothing will ever compare. I say complain, might be the person you complain about the most, okay? But nothing will ever compare to that bond, to that friendship, to that love, to that whatever y'all got going on. And it also might be the person that is the most toxic in love. And I don't mean toxic like a thing where, you know, they're just a tyrant in your life. I mean, like, it's just a feeling that cannot be shaken. It cannot be severed. And most of the time, the person that everybody else you date dislike, can't stand, and have an issue with for no reason, is just twin flame. Because they can feel the energy. Like, no matter what, their energy stays on you and your energy stays on them, and like everybody else behind them. And that'll be the one person that don't mind you being happy. It'll be the one person you've dated that really don't think twice about the other people, or, you know, and if they did, they don't show it. They're okay with you while everybody else dislike them. I mean, that's not the case all the time, because like I said, it teaches you to grow. So if you don't grow, then jealousy will harbor there. But if you do grow and y'all decide to move on, then you will be happy that they're happy. However, can't nobody break that friendship. Can't nobody say, I want you to stop being friends with them, and you just want to stop being friends with them. And if you do, you will never be able to get that grief, that remorse, or that regret off your mind, because that person, for some reason that you more than likely cannot put your hand on, has this hold on you. You might start actually thinking that they're putting roots or voodoo or hoodoo or something on you, but in reality it's not. It's just that natural magnet that both of your souls have for each other, because it's made out of one. Okay, let's break it down a little bit more. One soul, two bodies. The central idea is that one soul is split into two and incarnated into separate physical bodies. When these two have met, it creates a powerful and often overwhelming sense of recognition and you know, you being familiar with them, like coming home. So you ever met somebody and you're like, dang, I feel like I've known you forever. Now, don't forget, there's a karmic twin flame and there's a true twin flame. Most of the time, a karmic twin flame comes from somebody that impeded themselves and on your relationship in the past life, and you might have wronged the real soulmate for the karmic, and you'll come back to right that wrong. Whether you fall for that same trick again or not, totally up to you and your journey. It goes like that. Let's go to another definition that kind of ties in with this. It's called spiritual mirroring. Twin flames serve as mirrors for one another, reflecting back strengths, weaknesses, past traumas, and insecurities. This mirroring effect can be challenging, as it focuses individuals to confront aspects of themselves they may have been avoiding. So your twin flame shows you your weaknesses and your strengths. Your twin flame challenges you to grow. It challenges you to change things that you are comfortable with that is not comfortable with you. So, you know, it's two different people, two different assets, but aspects of each other, and when you merge, it makes a whole great person. So somebody might be more outgoing and somebody might be more reserved. Somebody might be creative and outspoken, and someone might be more quiet and articulate. Like, it comes in many different forms, okay? But two souls match together to make one. Two souls was split and then put in two separate bodies. So again, You only have one twin flame. Now, let me break this down a little bit more, and I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to give you a big hint, and I'm going to tell you something that is pretty much guaranteed that you probably may never heard, but we'll put 1 plus 1 equals 2. God is a mysterious God, right? And your twin flame journey is built and created for you to learn and grow. And some things that we need to learn and grow from are right in front of our faces, but it's the last thing we think of. That's like being shallow, having a big ego, you know? So a lot of times your twin flame will be somebody that you don't normally date. There'll be somebody that is outside of the normal, your normal type. They will be somebody that is just so random, but you did meet and or come across and you ended up dating them, talking to them, courting them, you know, not even understanding why. Like, this person is so outside of my normal type. Like, you might be somebody that like nerds and he might be hood. All right, he might be hood and like girls that's kind of like him, and you might be quiet, you might be a nerd, a bookworm, and for some reason y'all have this unnatural attraction to each other, confirmation. You have this unbelievable pull to this person. It's like, I never liked a nerd before, or you as a nerd might say, I never dated a hood dude before. Like, this is different, you know? A lot of times your twin flame is the complete opposite of you. A lot of times your twin flame is the complete opposite of your normal type, and that is done purposely. And I'm putting y'all up with some game real quick. That is done so that you can break away from this limiting belief of what the person for you is supposed to look like, what a angel sent to you from God is supposed to be like. It makes you think outside of your normal box. It makes you look at the soul instead of the appearance. It makes you look deep inside that person to make you choose them instead of you just being stuck on the shell on the outside. Majority of the time, your twin flame is that one person that you came across and you dated that was unlike everyone else. However, played a big effect on you in your life, left a big, the one that even if you met him when you were 17, you ain't seen him when you're 27, you still think about that person. The complete opposite of your normal type. If you have ran across somebody like that and you kicked it off and you had a fling or whatever the case is, you dated them, whatever the case is, and you don't even understand why, what, that was your twin flame. You were more than likely on a twin flame journey. Now, I don't mean everybody that's outside of you, because this is for the people that normally stick to their type, which aka you're shallow, okay? Not for nothing, everybody gotta grow. You're somebody pretty shallow. You only like these certain type of women or females, and you are somebody that can get that certain type of woman or females, but you got that one particular one that was absolutely different that came across you, and that you had an undeniable pool bond relationship for you and that person, and y'all might even decide to go different ways because you're so different. That is your twin flame. And so now just think about it like that and think back. If you chose to stay with your normal type, it's okay. That's just how it goes. But if somebody is your normal type and they're telling you that they are your twin flame, they are not your twin flame. Nobody that is of your normal go-to is going to be your twin flame. I'm just putting you up on game, and I know that for a fact. Your real twin flame is always going to be somebody that's the complete opposite of you. You might be somebody that's more loud and outgoing, your twin flame, and you dated somebody that was quiet. Like, I never dated a good girl like that. And so much so that it scared you. So much so that you feel like this cannot be real. Like, all the women I might dated, they all bust it wide open, you know, they all twirl it up, they all do that, and you meet that one that's more reserved, that's more quiet and loyal. And it's like, something got to be wrong. The person that you was with, and you might have completely sabotaged it just because you thought something was wrong because it was outside your normal type and it scared you. In reality, it wasn't. It was somebody that God had made just for you. It was somebody that God ordained just for you. And it was so real, and the feelings were so natural, and the attraction is so just automatic, natural, and the comfort level is out of this world that it scared you, that you be thinking like something gotta be wrong. And especially when you hear that story, because a lot of times when you are in a twin flame dynamic, you get blessed with the earth angel. And a lot of times that earth angel that been through just as much as you, but they reacted in a complete opposite way of you from their turmoil. And that's still for you hard to believe. And it's like, oh my God, something got to be wrong. In reality, it's nothing wrong. The problem is that you are scared to step out on faith and trust this person that God presented to you to be who they are presenting themselves to be to you. And it's so magnetizing that it's so scary that you tend to run away and you sabotage it. And that goes from both sides. Because despite the person that you might run into that seems like they have it all together and they have so much faith and confidence and they're faithful, that don't mean they're not reservative, because at the end of the day, they might know some things about you. They might know that you are easily swayed. They might know that you are somebody that likes a certain this type, that type. They might know that it's hard for you to say no and keep your zipper up. However, they still take that chance and step out on faith and love you because God is telling them that your person. Just work with them. You take it as they're dumb, they're slow, they're naive, and they're gullible. In reality, they have a connection with God that they know of that you might not know of, and they are following the guidance, and they're giving you that time and that grace and that mercy because that's what they're being led to do. And on top of that, they actually love you. And sometimes when they leave, it's because your time is up and they have no other choice to leave because you was scared to grow and step out your comfort zone to step into that twin flame dynamic because y'all are so different. So anybody that is listening and you fell for somebody telling you that is of your type and that is in your comfort zone, that they're your twin flame, they're your karmic twin flame, because they might have some but not all attributes or similar to that person that was on the other side of the fence. They might not be nowhere near the person that you dated, but they are your comfort zone because they are so much like what you're used to. And they are probably the most tolerable person in the dynamic of what you are used to and what your normal type is that you choose to go there. And that's a karmic. That's just that. I mean, the truth is the truth. And no matter who you choose to spend your life with on this earth, you still can't change the fact that you share that soul with that person that's completely different. You share that soul with that bookworm that you ran into, that y'all had this fling, where y'all had this relationship, that y'all had this undying love and connection with, that y'all just let wither away because your differences y'all let, or people around you, you let them outweigh your own judgment and intuition, knowing that this was your person because they were different. They look different, they talk different, they act different, they are different. And there's something about them that you can't put your finger on, that you take it as something negative because you can't understand it, when all the whole time what you couldn't put your finger on was that was the other part of your soul. You get my drift? Stay with me now. God made it that way for a reason. That was for you to break out of that certain mentality, that shallowness, or that certain wanting people to look a certain way. That is just food for thought and putting you up on a little bit of game. Now, so let's keep it. Also, let's look into what else ties into it. A catalyst for growth. The twin flame connection is a powerful catalyst for spiritual growth and personal transformation. It encourages individuals to confront their deepest fears and insecurities, ultimately leading to healing and greater self-awareness. A lot of times your twin flame triggers you to awakening. Sometimes it triggers you to the most profound phase of healing that you could ever think of. Now, let's get into what else ties into it, a divine purpose. Divine purpose. The meaning of twin flames is often seen as a divinely orchestrated event meant to serve a higher purpose. The purpose can involve helping each other heal, grow, and align with others' spiritual path. And that does not mean you have to be in a relationship with them. Y'all might end up being friends. But yeah, it starts off as love, somebody want me to say, more than often it starts off to be a love connection that cannot be severed, or it's hard for you. You can't get them off your mind. You can't forget them. Like, they always make a profound effect on you in your life, no matter how long y'all stayed apart, no matter how much it was something that was catalyst to your life. And it's hard to describe, but when you feel it, you know it. Okay, and not everybody has a twin flame. Let's go to the unconditional love. Twin flame relationships are rooted in unconditional love, in a deep connection that transcends typically earthly boundaries. This connection is said to inspire a deeper understanding of unconditional love, both for oneself and for others. Let's go to the last part, intense and challenging. While twin flame connections can be incredibly rewarding, they are often described as intense, turbulent, and challenging. The journey can involve periods of separation and difficult emotional experiences as individuals navigate their spiritual growth. Important note, the concept of twin flames is rooted in spiritual ideology and does not have scientific evidence to support it. Some people may use this concept to justify unhealthy or toxic relationship or behaviors, and it's essential to approach any relationship with awareness and a focus on maintaining healthy boundaries. But I totally believe in it, because even if scientists haven't proved it, it's a chemical thing that you automatically feel in your body. When you meet that person, the first day you meet them, it's like automatic. Like, I've been on a twin flame journey. Unfortunately, it got severed, it got tied, but that person will forever have a place in my heart. It's like it's very toxic. That's why it was better off left apart than together. However, the love still stays the same for them. But you have to have a higher conscience of awareness for yourself to be able to say, hey, this love is so intense that it is toxic for me and them, or him, her, whatever, that you have to a lot of times make more mind over heart choices in terms to letting it go. And you have to, when you have unconditional love, like I always say, you're more than okay with that person being happy with somebody else just as well as they should be to you. And once that is over and done, whether it is together or separated, that love and respect outweighs and overpowers any other person. However, you do have a soulmate. You might end up being with your soulmate. You might end up building life with your soulmate, and your twin flame just being like a friend, or you might have kids, you might co-parent, you might be a blended family. Whatever the case is, that does not mean force yourself to stay in a toxic relationship. If your twin flame is not willing to grow or heal, you have to choose you. And if they do, great. But if they don't, great. That is still your twin flame, but you don't have to be in a relationship with your twin flame. Y'all are always going to be bonded because y'all share a soul, period. So even if on earth it doesn't work, in spirit y'all still share a soul, period. So I hope that helped you in some type of way. If you need to know any more information, just research it a little bit more. So let's continue to grow together so we can all learn together. And as I always say, remember to pray. Bye guys.